If destination is not in my local LAN, right? Whenever you are trying to ping anything, whenever you are trying to reach anything, your device will first look that your destination is not in your local LAN or on another subnet. On another subnet means on a different network, right? So suppose if I'm trying to ping a different subnet which is 192.168.2.2, right? Ping 192.168.2.2, right? It's saying no gateway was found. So to what you will need, if you want to go out from your home, right, you need a gate, correct? Without gate, if your house is not having gate, you cannot go out, right? Similarly, you need a gateway to get out from your own network, right? You have to define the exit path, from where I need to exit, where is my gate to get exit from this particular network, right? So that is called gateway. So this is my local LAN, right? Up till here, this is my local LAN. I am on a local switch. PCs are connected. Maybe one more PC will be connected here, right? But if I want to go out from this particular LAN, I need to go it in this way, right? This is my gateway for this LAN. Until here, my own LAN, and after that I will reach to the outside world. This is my WAN connection, and according to the routing table, according to the routing information, they will forward my packet, right? But if I want to reach 192.168.2.22, I need to go out from this point, right? From this gateway, correct? That is my gateway. So we need to define in each and every device in our network a gateway IP if we want to go out. If there is no gateway is defined, your packet will be dropped. Because whenever a packet belongs to a different subnet, the ARP request, the source IP is your 192. What I am trying to say is, suppose whenever your packet is belong to a different subnet, right? Your source IP is 192.168.1.3. Destination IP is 192.168.2.2, right? Source MAC is your own MAC address, right? But for destination MAC address, they will look for the gateway MAC address, not this MAC address, because this PC job is to send the packet to this gateway, not to this router, not to this router, not to directly to this switch. So if I want to send the packet to the my gateway, I will fill the destination MAC address of my gateway, right? Because the physical address we are using to send packet hop by hop. So whenever we are trying to reach any network which is not belongs to my local LAN, the ARP request will be sent for gateway. So let's define the gateway here. So now gateway is defined. Now I will ping. Now when I ping 192.168.2.2, which ARP request they are sending? They are sending a ARP request for 192.168.1.1, which is my gateway, right? And my gateway has replied that I have a 192.168.1.1. I am your gateway and my MAC address is AABBCC0001110, right? This is the MAC address of my gateway, AABBCC0010110, correct? Right? I'm sending packet to my gateway. Now thing is my packet reaches to the R1, correct? Now my packet is reaches to the R1. My packet is on this router. What router 1 need to be do in that situation? Now packet is with R1. R1 get the packet. Now it's R1 call how to forward the packet, right? What to do with the packet, right? Whether drop the packet, send the information that I am not going to forward the packet. Whatever it is the R1 call, correct? So what R1 will do? R1 will look the routing table and they will come to know with the help of routing table where to send the packet. What is my next hop? What I need to do with this packet which is having the destination 192.168.2.2. right? This is the R1 call. So just let me log into the R1. Yeah. So yes. So what now packet was reach after defining the gateway, we can see that packet was reaching to the R1, right? PC3 sending the packet to router R1. Now it's a R1 call. It's a R1 call. How to forward the packet according to the routing table, routing information, or according to the routing instruction which we have given to the R1, what to do with the packet which is having the destination 192.168.2.2, right? This is the R1 job. So what I am doing, I am for logging into the R1. Okay, let me check the routing information what they have. Show IP route. Now I can see that in the routing table, this is my routing table, correct? This is all my routing table. I can see that we have instructed with the help of a static route any packet for destination 192.168.2.0, right? Send it to 10.10.12.2. It means we have an instruction whatever packet you will receive for this destination 10.192.168.2.0 means it's covered 2.2 as well, right? Because we have defined the complete pool here, right? Complete pool of IP, we have mentioned that whatever IP, whatever host IP or whatever IP come under this pool, you need to send the packet to this IP, right? This destination, that my next stop. So my 192.168.2.0 is coming under the pool of this IP is coming under pool of 192.168.2.0/24, right? So R1 job is to send the packet to R2. But what R1 will do, R1 will not going to change the source and destination IP, actual source and destination IP, right? Your source IP will be this, your destination IP is always this. But what R1 will do, R1 will change the MAC address. In a source MAC address, R1 will put his own MAC address, and in destination MAC address, R1 will put the MAC address of R2 so that it will get delivered to R2 with the help of physical address. So we are on R1, right? In R1 we have seen that we have given the instruction that whenever packet coming with the destination 192.168.2.2.0, send it to 10.10.12.2, right? Let's check R1 is doing the same or not. And how we can check? We can capture the packet here. Okay, now this is the again ping, right? So we have seen that this is the packet coming from 192.168.1.3, right? And destination is 192.168.2.2, correct? And what R1 is doing, R1 is using in a source MAC AABBCC0100, his own MAC address while forwarding that packet, and destination MAC address is the MAC address of this, right? So R1 is forwarding the packet to R2 as per the instruction given by us, correct? Any doubt? This is the MAC address of R1, this interface, and this is the MAC address of R2, destination MAC address, correct? And source IP and destination IP, if we see the layer 3 header, nothing will be changed. Only changes happen is every time what header is changing, layer 2 header is changing every hop, on every hop. Now packet reaches to the R2. Now R2 is having the same job. They will look into the routing table, find out what instruction I have for 192.168.2.2. Accordingly, they will forward the packet. Now check on router 2 what instruction they have. So we have this static route, right? that whatever packet coming for destination 192.168.2.0/24, please send it to 10.10.22 on this router R3, right? But destination instruction we have, right? But R2 need to send the reply to R1 that I have delivered the packet to R3, because in a TCP you need to send the reply, right? If any, whenever the TCP session, yes, yes, I'm doing. So what we need a source, we need an instruction how to reach a source as well as destination. If the source is not reachable, if I do not have this static route, right, 192.168.0/24, right, he knows how to reach the source. My source is this, right? He knows if for source I need to send the packet to R1, for destination I need to send the packet to R3. The point is we always need a bidirectional communication. A router should know how to reach a source as well as how to reach the destination. So while sending packet from R2 to R3, what R2 will do? R2 will use his own address, MAC address as a source MAC address, and R3 MAC address as a destination MAC address. Let's see whether the same thing R2 is doing or not. So now ping again. Okay. So check. This is my source and destination. It was not changed. Actual layer 3 logical IP address, IP at source IP and destination IP is same, right? But my layer 2 header was changed again by R2. My source MAC is AABCC000210, right? This is my source MAC. And this is my destination MAC address, right? Now I have a packet on R3. Let's what R3 will do. R3 will do the routing table, routing lookup, and he come to know 192.168.2.2 is my local network. It's connected to my this interface, and it is local to this network, right? So now what R3 will do? R3 will send the packet to R2 directly because it's connected network. So while sending, what is the source MAC address? Source MAC address is this interface and destination MAC address is the actual destination MAC address, right? So let's check on PC2 whether we have a IP defined or not. No. IP address 192.168.2.2/24 and gateway is 192.168.2.1. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now go on R3. Show IP is out. On IP routing table, what I have seen, he knows 192.168.2.0 is my locally connected network, and he also knows to reach how to reach 192.168.1.1 source IP. For source, they need to send the packet to 192.168.2.1, and for destination, they need to send the packet to 192.168.2.1. Okay, but if we see the old captures, we only see the request packets, right? We are not getting any reply from PC2 or a destination IP. Why? Because we have not defined the IP on the PC2 yet, right? But at this time, because we have already defined the IP address on PC2, we will see after request, we will get the reply of that request in a separate packet. Correct? So let's capture here. Now go on PC3, ping 2.2. Now we are getting ping reply, right? Look, now we are getting our ICMP request as well as reply from 2.2.2, 192.168.2.2, right? This is the reply from my request which I have sent to 192.168.2.2. Now in request what I have sent is my MAC address is the MAC address of this interface, right? AABBCC000310, AABBCC00000310, and the destination MAC address is MAC address of PC2, right? 0050766800. Correct? Any doubt? Victor, any doubt here? Okay. Now see the reply packet. In a reply packet, my source MAC address is this and destination MAC address is this. So in the same way I traveled from here to here, in the same way I will travel from here to here, right? But for request, the separate packet will be traveled. For reply, a separate packet will be created by PC2. It will not use the same packet. This need to be keep in your mind, right? For request, we have a separate packet. For reply, we have a separate packet. Maybe for request, we are following this path. But for reply, maybe there is one more router and we are following another path. It's not necessary that for send and receive, we will use the same path. For request and reply, we will use the same path. Thanks guys. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you will enjoy and you will get the knowledge from that. Also, please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and press bell icon so that you can get the update on time. Also, I am giving my WhatsApp group link and Telegram channel link in a description so you can join that so that you can get a lot more study material as well as my video update.